Alright, 10 in the morning. I got a big truck out there to do today. That's the F350. And she just dropped it off. I just finished taking my before and after, or before and after. Yeah, I'm done already. I wish. Before and after video in picture, or before video. And so now we're gonna see if I can fit this beast inside. And oh shoot. There, okay. So I have to pull these mirrors in. Sure. There we go. Because I know those ain't gonna make it through. I barely make it through with my pickup truck. I'm surprised. You know, it's like you got almost not even an inch on each side. Yeah, she's a short lady. So, yeah, they're trading this truck in tomorrow. So. Get her all cleaned up and oh, this sexy up somewhere here. I don't think she'll stay there. That's too low. Huh. We'll try that. I guess they were going to get a fifth wheel, that's why they originally bought this, but I guess they're not going to now, and he's sick of the maintenance. You know, oil changes and crap aren't cheap on this freaking thing. Straight. Oh my lord! This is crazy. I don't think I can drive a truck this big. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh, this thing's hard to frickin' turn. Ooh, this thing's tall too. It's one of the taller ones I've done. Look at this, guys. It's the closest I've ever come. Holy smokes. Yeah, I know. The fan's up there. Oh, it's a seatbelt there. Oh, 117,000. Not bad. So shut the door. I don't want the heat out. So yeah, crap in the pockets. Lots of dirt. I hope this carpet's the way I think it is. It'll be easy to vacuum up. I am liking the newer carpet they're putting in these vehicles. It's pretty easy to vacuum up, but yeah, she said this is like dog slobber or something because she got 2 labs sticking their heads out the window. So yeah, did get a good sized doe, I guess. And she said she ran it through the car wash the other day just to kind of get some of the blood out. She said it was pretty bloody back there. I was like, well, it seems to be, as long as I know it's deer blood, I'm okay. But if it's human blood, I'll pass out. She laughed. So we're gonna spot buff it. You know, got a nice big long scratch right there. Little crap like that. I don't know. I do have a lot of time on this, so while that is really bad. I didn't notice those, but I noticed these. Oh, I didn't notice those up there, but this one here, it's all the way down. So, actually, I should do almost another before video because you couldn't really see those scratches very well. Put my scaffolding to work, that's for sure. Holy smokes. Yeah. Yeah, she needs a good polish. This turbo diesel. Yeah, she was saying she's gonna miss it. She likes the power. So, this is kind of neat. Little Harley symbols. Huh. So, well, happy belated birthday, VW Darren, if you're watching. Still been kind of sporadic on watching videos here and there. Caught up on Milo's video there with his dipping it. Man, that's an awesome deal on the case. I've seen a couple here on Craigslist, and they want like $100 for a cabinet that size. So yeah, that, you know, I'd love to have something like that. Or, you know, what I want to do, Jess has some nice display shelving at her shop. So when I do some dipping stuff and like these headlights, I want to work on these headlights, you know, and leave one headlight and then do the other headlight, you know, and have that sitting on the shelf at Jess's shop. You know, it might help draw some people, you know. So, oh, what else? What else have I watched? Not really much, I guess, because I had a long day yesterday. The guy that I did that Explorer for, that white Explorer, about a week ago, I think it was. Yeah, it was over deer hunting because I couldn't hunt Monday because I was doing that Explorer. He brought me a Durango yesterday. Initially, it was just going to be a wash and just a wash for $15. Well, then I ended up vacuuming it, and then I just did a quick protect all just on the dash and the center console. It's a car he's going to flip, and pretty nice Durango. He said he's probably going to make about $2,000 to $3,000 on it, and not hardly have to do anything to it. He paid me $35. I had 3 hours into it. You know, not great, but you know, he said they just bought like 5 vehicles, so he might have a couple for me this week and then do the rest of them maybe next week. But, you know, he wants to sell this Durango, and he's got some cash to put into these other vehicles. And what he does is, you know, does more of the mechanical stuff first, and, you know, just in case he runs into something where he's got to just dump the car or dump the vehicle right away. So, yeah. So once he does the mechanical crap, he'll, you know, he'll bring it over to me. That Explorer though, well, his wife decided she wanted to drive it because it was, you know, for this winter. It's just 4-wheel drive. She just drives a car in you know, in the summer. And well, the exhaust was pretty loud on it, so after I detailed it and that, he got the muffler, put a new muffler on it. The timing chain was bad. So this was making a lot of noise. I not real familiar what that would even sound like, but yeah, so he ended up dumping it. He said he made $100 on it, you know, on top of, you know, the work he did put into it, and then, you know, the $120 he paid me. So, you know, there's about $200 he probably popped into it, you know, and then he drove it for 2-3 months and still made a little money on it. So, you know, no, I wish I could do that. Just, you know, need that initial startup money, but I gotta pay rent, you know. That's still, well, I'll be a month and a half behind here on the 1st. Well, isn't tomorrow the 1st? I can't remember. I think tomorrow's the 1st, yeah. So, you know, I owe $500. I still owe him $280 from this month, November. I have $200, so I'm close. I'll get $180 for this. So, you know, that'll help finish up this month's rent, and then hopefully got a little bit for next month's rent. So, yeah. Sure, what else to talk about? Like I said, yeah, I haven't been able to really. Yesterday, that's right. So then I was here till 3 o'clock. See, started at about 11, but I didn't get out of here till 3, and then me and Jess had to go somewhere at 4, and I had to get some food from Salvation Army, and then my friend Matt, the one I did that green Honda Accord for, welded in those rear wheel well patches with that Malibu fender. His exhaust snapped. He was going through in a construction zone, and the exhaust, part of the exhaust where it you know, goes back, there's that, like a collector flex area, and then it takes a tight bend, and then it goes straight back. Well, it snapped right when it was starting to go straight back, and then it kind of loosened up that first one too, so welded that up for him last night. Couldn't do it until, you know, after 5, after we got back from getting food. And so then we got here, and oh man, it was hard to find a place to jack that thing up, but got her jacked up and got it welded up for him. But I was here till like 7:30. I had to be to work at 8:30, so I had about a half an hour to chill out at home, and then go back to work from 8:30 till there till about 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then got home, watched. I only think I only watched 1 or 2 videos. And yeah, I ended up, I went to bed, so got up at 8:30 this morning. Gonna try and get as much of this done as I can tonight. Gotta at least get, you know, the inside done and the outside washed, so then all I have to do in the morning, or I'll come back, I'll probably end up coming back after my janitorial job and start high-speed buffing it. They're gonna be here at around noon on Saturday, so I should have enough time to polish it with soil remover and then wax it Saturday morning. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get a lot of this done today. But I have to run home because I forgot my phone at home. So, you know, it's going to be 11:30 by the time I make it back. But, you know, I got to have my phone. I mean, I don't want to be losing another job for next week, you know. So, I guess I'm going to let you guys go. I'm gotta keep them separated. This song, every time I hear this song, brings back memories of the Navy days when we used to do on-reps, on-way replenishment. And so it'd be, you know, side by side, and you know, with fuel lines attached and stuff, and then when we would do our breakaway, they'd play this song over the whole PA system. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, my first station when we did on-rep was a ball shot, and then I'd have to catch the ball shot. You know, there'd be like 3 or 4 of us on and we were actually in a small section about the size of the inside of this pickup box, you know, because there's like a wall here, and the other bolt, the captain's bolt was right here. And well, I was on an LSD, so you know, we had a captain's bolt here on the upper deck. You know, it'd be flight deck level, and then there's an open area in the middle that was the well deck, and then to the right was actually, I wonder if I'm gonna be in the shop. Oh yeah, I think so. Probably chop my head off. So so yeah, I can't remember what that bolt was called. It was open, you know, and the front of it would come down, and the bosun would be like in a middle station in the back where the engines are and stuff. And then behind the captain's bolt was a crane, so there was like 2 guys in between there, and then there'd be a bunch of guys on the flight deck, and they'd shoot a ball over that was, you know, attached to a line, and we'd have to catch it, and then that's what we pull the cable over. They tie the cable up, and then the fuel line tubes come across that, suspended from the cable. And but then, you know, after I had been on that ship and I think I explained before that because of my voice and deep voice it carries, and when I would, the deck seaman would have to do a watch rotation, and so, you know, you would go from the bridge to the outside to the bridge to an outside lookout, you know. So we'd do the helm, you know, lee helm. There was the radar board, which you would mark, you know, it was a light did backlit, just clear plexiglass thing, and you chalk the contacts that radar room would report to you on the sound-powered telephone. And then you're also connected with the lookouts, so whenever a lookout reports something, you know, you report it to the conning officer. So when I was on deck, when I was on the bridge, the conning officers liked me on the bridge, you know, because they could be out on a bridge wing and they could hear me from the inside. So during special operations, then when we'd like pull in and out of port, when we started doing the on-reps and the little armadillo launches and the hovercraft launches with the Marines, I would be on a lee helm that would control the engine controls down to main control. So, you know, you'd have to be on the ball, you know, because sometimes you got, you know, port engine ahead 1/3, starboard engine back 2/3 or whatever, you know, 133 RPMs or, you know, whatever, you know. I can't remember all of it now, you know, it was so long ago. This was in 95. I was on a med cruise, and starting to get cold. So I lost my train of thought. But yeah, so you know, when we would do the on-reps and stuff, you know, it'd be louder in the bridge because that's where the stereo was. We'd be just rocking out. But yeah, I like doing it, and in a way, it's kind of weird that I did that because, you know, I have such a crappy memory, and I'm a slow person. But I was on that lee helm, you know, and the pilot would tell, you know, a pilot would come on board, the pilot would tell the conning officer basically what to do, you know, and then the conning officer tells you what to do. You repeat it, you know, word for word, you do it, you wait for main control to respond. You know, it has separate dials that main control does down there and comes back up to the lee helm. So then you go, main control answers, blah, 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 you know, and, you know, conning officer I, or whatever, I can't remember, you know, just, they have to acknowledge that they heard me. But, you know, a lot of times, like, pulling in and out of ports, you know, the conning officer is going from, you know, port bridge wing to starboard bridge wing, you know, so you have to be loud. There wasn't really like a master lee helmsman. They had a master helmsman, which was usually the what are they? A navigator, you know, that would plot our courses and stuff. There's a master navigator type guy. I can't remember the term. So, but there would be, you know, one below him. He would be the one that would do the helm. And so, you know, me and him were right next to each other. And basically, you know, we joke around, you know. And they actually did give me a certificate thing, just, you know, a thing they printed out. You know, it wasn't official, or, you know, didn't officially go on my Navy record, but I was a master lee helmsman, and you know, I did that for 2 years. Yeah, it was 94 when I started, you know, doing the helmsman. So I think it was on the ship about 6 months, you know, and did a couple, you know, little cruises out. You know, we would do squares out off of Little Creek, Virginia, and it's where they pretty much, you know, like me having me up there for that. So that made me feel pretty good, you know. Otherwise, I sucked at everything else, you know. I couldn't tie knots, and you know, basically, you know, when you know, as a work day, I would just chip paint, you know, use an air-powered air hammer with these needle bits, you know, in them, and just chip paint all day, you know, the freaking paint and the non-skid stuff we'd roll out, you know, sometimes it starts bubbling, it's rusting underneath, so gotta scale all that up and you know, and then prime it and then paint it and non-skid the areas that need to be re-skidded. And eventually though, I did get into you know, once I got seniority up and stuff, they had a guy on side crew, you know, would be head of side crew, and then 2 guys underneath, or no, 3 guys underneath. And well, I became friends with him, so he got me onto his crew. And yeah, he didn't like one of the other guys, so that was awesome, because we would quit early, you know, 3 o'clock. Everybody else would have to work, well, no, 4 o'clock. 3:30, 4 o'clock. And because everybody would stop around 5. Because, you know, we got to clean up, you know, because we were usually on the pier. You know, most of the time we were on the pier on a man lift. Me and him would be in the man lift. 2 other guys would be in a boat. In between the boat and the pier, you know. Yeah, that was a scary place to be. I did do that, you know, a few times where, you know, we were in port, another port, and didn't have a man lift, so we had to do it from the boat, do the bottom sections and the water line, black stuff, the numbers, and yeah, you know, I always wondered how they knew how to paint, where to paint the numbers. Well, there's weld marks, weld buildups, and then you just kind of line those up with tape from weld mark to weld mark. So that was pretty easy. And I did swing from the side of the boat too a couple times. My favorite time though was when we went around the Bahamas. Oh, the water was so just beautiful, and you know, hanging from a little chair, you know, the board's like, you know, just enough to get your butt in there, and then the rope would wrap around your waist, you know, and then it would come up in front of you together, you know, just above your head, and then you would have the safety harness on, and then that line would come up behind your back and up to the top. But you got to really trust the guys that are up there. Usually got 5 guys up there, you know, tending the line, pulling you up, you know, letting you down. One time they fucked with me and let me down a little too far. I got wet from like the knees down, you know, but it was good times, man. That was just beautiful, you know, swinging. You know, because you'd have to swing, plant the roller, you know, do it kind of like that. That kind of looked goofy because, you know, you get kind of like a U shape or a V, more of a V. So, but yeah, really like doing that. Well, I ended up, you know, becoming the supervisor, and you know, that was pretty cool. I had 3 guys under me, got along with them pretty good. But, you know, I realized that I'm not a good boss, you know. I just, you know, and I actually had to do that when I used to strip and wax floors. For the projects division of this janitorial company. And I had 2 guys underneath me. You know, one guy was like 10, 15 years older than me, and then the other guy was like 2 years younger than me. I got along with the guy that was younger than me, because actually we hung out before. I got him the job there. So, but the other guy didn't like me at all. He didn't have no respect for me, and you know, that's okay, you know. You know, and I understand, you know, I don't know, sometimes I guess the way I talk, people think I'm I'm bitchy sounding or something like that. I don't know. I know you guys probably think that from like the van situation. I kind of sounded like a little whiny bitch, but you know, I got my reasons. I mean, you know, it went down the wrong way. You know, it should have went down a little differently. Dad does too. You know, he does regret selling the van. You know, knowing what he knows now, he just kind of, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Yeah, he keeps saying that he didn't know that it meant that much to me, but I know he knows. He regrets not calling me. You know, once the guy called him and said, yeah, I'll buy it from you. You know, Dad should have called me and said, hey, this guy wants to buy my van, and you know, he wants to buy my van, and you know, what do you want? You know, you know. It'll be fine one day. Yeah, it is 12:50 almost in the morning. Saturday morning. I work till hold on. Let's see. So I started, got up about 8, got here at 9:15. She dropped it off at 9:30, 10. Started at about 10:15. Well, I realized I didn't have my phone, so I ended up going home because I thought I left my phone at home. Here it was in the pickup. Went and got supplies, had to get some nature. And then, so I got started on it about 11:30, 12:30, wasn't it? I can't remember. It was in a previous video then. Yeah, why am I explaining my, oh yeah, because I'm sleep deprived right now. Yeah, so, well yeah, I was here till 7:30. Got home at 8, just made dinner. We had tuna hot dish. She's never really had, she's had like the cold tuna dish, like with mayonnaise, but my mom used to make it with cream of mushroom soup, peas and noodles, and tuna. So we had that, and it didn't cost us anything. All the stuff we got was free, so that was cool. So I was at 8:30 by the time we got done eating. I left the house about 9:15. I started at fitness center at 9:45. I was there till about 11:45. Stopped at Taco Bell because I don't get to eat there much. Man, it was nasty. I don't get it. When I used to work there in high school, man, it used to be so good. We used to actually cook the beef in a big pan, and we had like this big giant potato masher thing, and that's what we stir the beef with. Man, it was so good. And then we mix the seasoning, and then it was like a powder mix we get, and then we mix it in with, you know, water, and then we put them in these little plastic containers, and we put them in the cooler. And when it's meat's done, we mix that stuff in there. But yeah, I'm getting off track. So yeah, started at Taco Bell, and then I stopped here. I had the heat on at 50. I didn't turn it all the way down, but it was pretty cold in here, and I still didn't have my phone because, well, I got my phone, but I left my phone at home when I left to go to the fitness center. So I did leave it at home. So I ended up, you know, I figured, well, you know, the truck felt pretty cold, and what was that noise? So stopped here, turned up the heat, 70. Went home, got my phone. Now I'm back here. Made a few extra cigarettes, but not too many. Only got 5 left. So gonna try and do the rubbing compound, or that Big Bite rubbing compound with the yellow pad on the quarter cable. I cannot high speed buff this thing. I mean, time will not allow it. So I'm gonna try and get that done, and then because I still have to go over it with swirl remover after that, or machine glaze. I'm not real sure. I might use machine glaze because I have a lot of that. Basically does the same thing. I don't know really which one works better. Never really did compare it, you know, panel side by side. But and then I gotta wax it. The inside's all done. Well, I just gotta leather protect it, the seats, and then clean the inside glass. I usually clean the outsides first. I do that after I wax. So yeah. So 1 o'clock. I'm gonna be here till at least 3 o'clock, probably. So yeah, no sleep. So I'm gonna let you go because this is gonna be one long video. So everybody have a good one. I'm back. I'm still just lit that cigarette. Here got some water spottage because I didn't dry it off. I just wiped off the glass. But get some little before video for you guys. And yeah, imagine high speed buff and all this. I mean, it's gonna take me forever. You know, I basically gotta do the whole thing, and there's just no way. I mean, not for what I'm making. But the rubbing, you know, it's gonna lighten it up. I mean, I was surprised with that other black truck I did, that Chevy. I mean, I couldn't believe it. You know, he was really happy. He was surprised. So, that wasn't even wipe off. What the hell? Oh well. That was a pretty good shot there. Yeah, one of these. That bad boy. And right there. So, yeah. This is crazy. Alright, well, back to work, huh? After I finish my cigarette. So, yeah, I'll be back when I do a little section here, and we'll probably start with this driver's side fender. And, we'll come back. Well, there we go. 10 after 1. So, not bad. Still a few deep ones. Figure out where that scratch come up here and then it went down into here somewhere, didn't it? Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Without, no high-speed buffing. And once I go over it with a machine glaze too, that'll just be one more good little shine. So, alright. Get back to her. Before and after. Break time again. So got up to the door here. I got the bottom part, this little section yet, but I can't really see how well you guys can see it up there. So that's doing pretty good. Just with a porta cable. So yeah, I'm so tired. Well, I got a fender and 2 doors done. So I got the box, other side. It's 2 o'clock. Alright, well, everybody, I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, 3:15 a.m. and just getting ready to finish this half of the hood. I did this half already. So, side of the truck's done. Just needs to be the machine glazed and I just wiped it off quick, the wet cloth. So, actually, after I do this half of the hood, I'm going home. I still got this half to do and the tailgate to do the rubbing compound. But yeah, so I guess guys, I'll see you in the morning. And probably just gonna end this one here and start a new one tomorrow. So thanks for watching.